Hey everybody, it's Jason with Parallel Reality coming back with you here today with an article from The Federalist dated December 25th, so Christmas Day. So just wanted to go over this with you because this is one of those things where the more I look into it, the more I kind of feel like Daniel Turner here. And if you don't know who Daniel Turner is, he's an energy guy. He's been on Timcast, that's Tim Pool's nightly live show, quite a bit. And he talks about the energy industry and things like that. So it's kind of one of those guys that you should definitely listen to when it comes to this. And the topic, or I'm sorry, the headline says, "We can't let fossil fuels die because they keep us alive." Yeah, and he's just going to go over some of the things here in this article that explain why getting rid of fossil fuels is a stupid idea, which anybody who knows anything about how anything works should also feel that same way. So let's go ahead and just jump right into it. And the subheading says, "It is not just cars and leaf blowers, stoves, or even air conditioning, but what is at stake is much deeper, and that's human dignity." So he wrote, "This is my first Christmas without my dad. As hard as it is for me and my siblings, it's harder still for our mother, who was having her first Christmas since 1963 without him." Oh, that sucks. 60 years, geez. Well, good for them for being together for so long. His dad's days in the hospital and subsequent death ushered in a wave of emotions, memories, and ponderings about heaven, sin, salvation, and for me, fossil fuels. The last item in that list may sound strange, but let me explain. As an advocate for the energy industry, work follows me everywhere, and I love it because I love what I do. But fossil fuels are not just my life; they are life-giving and life-sustaining. Because after his heart attack, Billy had a cardiac catheterization to assess the damage to his coronary artery. I think my dad had something. Oh, he had a stent put in after his, and that was like 30 years ago. Just thinking off the cuff there. Anyway, it says a hollow plastic tube was inserted through the groin, then guided by the doctor, it traveled through the blood vessels, sending back data and information. In this procedure, the plastics are made of oil. The needle is forged to the finest of points by heat produced from coal. The medicines used to prevent infection are petrochemicals likely made from natural gas, and right there, fossil fuels. So the stent was also implanted to keep the blood flowing in a collapsed artery, thinner than human hair, hollow, non-toxic, non-corrosive, flexible, and 100% made from oil. It says medicines, IV bags, disposable gloves, hand sanitizer, the port in his arm, the numerous beeping machines, and every corner of Dad's hospital room were products of abundant natural resources which professionals deploy daily to save lives and heal patients, and we take it for granted. Yeah, I mean, like how many people I mean, obviously his view of things is different because this is his expertise. But like, how many people are looking at all that stuff in a hospital room and going, all that comes from fossil fuels? And I'm guaranteeing you, only people like Daniel Turner are doing that. And he's right. We do take it for granted. We just assume that stuff is there. Okay, it's like the food industry. Like people in cities tend to be like, we say like when you need to go get food, you just go down to the store. But if you ask someone like, well, where does it come from to get to the store? Like they honest to God seem to have no idea. Like it just appears them, but it's like, where does it get made? Like they don't seem to know. Says advocating for a green transition, never tell us what the plan is to make needles and bedpans once we phase out of fossil fuels. What is the replacement plan for plastic, rubber, cement, steel, and the millions of products they create? Yeah, then that's one of those things with these leftist ideas is that they never tell you like what comes after they do the thing that they keep trying to say. When they say defund the police, you're like, okay, then what happens after that? And as we're seeing now in a lot of cities, it seems to be just total chaos, which anybody with half a brain could have told you was going to happen. And that was just the first thing I thought of. There's another example I am having a very difficult time thinking of at this particular moment. But again, these leftists, they come up with these ideas. They don't tell you like what's going to happen after we do the thing that we want to do. And we have someone, thankfully, like Daniel Turner, that could tell you, like, if we get rid of fossil fuels, here's what's going to happen, and none of it is going to be good. So back to the article, it says wind and solar make electricity, albeit inefficient, unreliable, intermittent, and expensive. But fossil fuels do so much more, and the Biden administration and environmental leftists pretend to ignore. For example, the Biden administration passed the so-called Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act, which threw over $1 trillion tax dollars at, amongst other things, rebuilding crumbling road and bridges. Sorry, the spelling thing should be crumbling roads and bridges. Excuse me, hiccups. But at the same time, the government agency, the Environmental Protection Agency, which should be abolished, is restricting the very oil, gas, and coal needed to accomplish this. Yet again, abolish them. So similarly, Transportation Secretary Buttigieg and EPA Administrator Regan need to sit down and talk, and they're both leftist nut jobs. So yeah, that's a problem. So again, basically, get rid of both of these, departments. Get rid of both of them. That's a good start. Do like what Javier Milei is doing in Argentina. Just say goodbye. We don't need you anymore to all these governmental departments. So every call to eliminate fossil fuels is a call to slowly, incrementally raise the price of all these products, making them cost prohibitive for the masses. Yes, cement and steel are vital to our economy and our quality of life, but so are the millions of affordable daily life products like laundry detergent and aspirin. I always carry a handkerchief because my dad did, but most people prefer disposable tissues. When fossil fuels are gone, tissues are gone, disposable diapers are gone, yoga mats and plastic water bottles are gone. Do climate change activist suburban moms know that? Do you think Starbucks can survive without fossil fuels? Yeah, Starbucks is gone too. This is what about that salad from Whole Foods in a plastic container or even the plastic packaging for meat and produce? Cologne, deodorant, perfume, bathroom cleaners, Swiffer pads, paper towels. Sure, that mom may think disposable products are bad for the earth, but a lack of hygiene is far worse for her and her family. He says, perhaps I thought these things sitting in dad's hospital room to distract myself from the heartache. Perhaps I think these things because it is my job. Either way, I know the world is not ready for fossil fuels to lose this battle. It is not just cars and leaf blowers, stoves, or even air conditioning. What is at stake is much deeper human dignity. A dignity that elevates us above the harshness of nature and cruelty of illness or allows us to cleanse ourselves from the sweat of labor. Because we do not talk about the then what after fossil fuels are eliminated. But I assure you, life as we know it would be absolutely categorically impossible without them. And again, this is what Greta Thunberg, yeah, how dare you, her and everybody like her wants to do is that they want to get rid of all the stuff that's going to basically keep people alive. Okay, so going back before we finish, there's only a couple more sentences here. Um, Going back to the hospital example he gave, all the way back up there with all the stuff he was thinking about in the hospital, like, how do you expect somebody with a heart attack that needs a stent put in or needs to have a catheterization? How do you expect that, like, doctors to do that? Like, we're basically going to be going back to like the Middle Ages here if these folks get their way. So let's just finish off the article here. It says petrochemicals and a team of amazing doctors at North Shore Hospital did everything to save my dad, but God called him home. Fossil fuels kept him alive long enough for me to say goodbye. I will work every day to keep them around for the sake of our lives. So just so you know, he's a founder and executive producer of Power of the Future, a national nonprofit organization that advocates for American energy jobs. And he's again very good follow on Twitter. He knows what he's talking about, and check him out when he's on Tim Pool's show, Timcast IRL. That's usually on 7 o'clock Central Time, 8 o'clock Eastern Time, Monday through Friday. But I am recording this during the week of Christmas, so they are off this week. But again, if he was just on the show a couple weeks ago, but go back and check out his things and what he has to say because again, he's a really smart dude. Um, and yeah, I mean, this is what the climate nutties are going to go ahead and do. They're trying to get rid of basically things that could make your quality of life a lot easier, all because they think that Earth is dying. Okay, because of what we're doing, and you can certainly make an argument that human activity is causing something to happen, but to sit here and say like we need to depopulate the Earth, which is code for just to say getting rid of a whole lot of people, or doing stuff like this that gets rid of fossil fuels that will in turn get rid of products that we use every single day to make our lives easier is just really, really stupid. So let me know what you think about this in the comments below. Like, share, subscribe, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.